Hey guys, this is Archangel220 and I'm going to be giving you a tutorial on how to use your double whirlwind barbarian. So I'm going to go ahead and do it in Act 4 Inferno. That way, monsters don't die too quick and you can actually see how capable this build is as long as you have some pretty good gear on you. Now I don't have the best gear, but my gear is definitely pretty good. With your weapons, you want them to have a pretty high amount of life on hit. I would recommend anywhere from 850 plus, but I'm really picky, so a couple hundred would probably do you good for each one. You also want them to have critical hit damage because this build works on critical hit chance and critical hit damage. As you can see, my critical hit chance unbuffed is over 50%, which is really good. You can get away with this build with about 38 unbuffed percent for your critical chance, and critical hit damage is going to vary just depending on your gloves and stuff like that. You also want to make sure that your all resistances are pretty high. I would recommend at least 550 to 600 base. In order to substantially increase your survivability. Now, the way this build works is you use the tornadoes from your Run Like the Wind, which is the rune on your sprint, in order to generate fury. Once you get your fury generated, you can pretty much do an unlimited whirlwind as long as there's monsters around you. Now, I like to use Frenzy for my for my primary attack, just because I'm partial to Frenzy. A lot of people like to use Bash because it generates Fury faster or whatever, but it's not really an issue for me. So I usually don't use Wrath of the Berserker unless I'm up against people that freeze or whatever, because you don't really need it, especially with this build. So as you can see, this is Act 4 Inferno, and I'm pretty much just running around toying with everything right now. You can see that I'm using my Run Like the Wind from my sprint, and things are getting hit by the tornadoes. It's keeping my life, up at damn near full. So I'm going to go ahead and pop my Wrath of Berserker, since I'm against champions that freeze. And here we go. Now you can just go through the crowd and just have fun, and you can see that your life really does not drop. You want to make sure that you go in a pretty good sized circle, that way anything around you is pretty much getting hit, and you can work it in straight lines. You always want to make sure that you are keeping your battle rage up, as it only lasts 30 seconds. And if you start getting low on fury, you can always hit your war cry, and that'll boost up your fury. Now you could potentially stay in Wrath of the Berserker pretty much unlimited. Like I said, as long as there's monsters around for you to kill. I mean, I can sit here and travel around Wrath of the Berserker in Whirlwind right now, as you can see. As long as there's monsters to hit and generate fury for you, you can stay in it all day long. And that's pretty much just how the build works. It's really easy, it's really simple. You just go ahead and get a nice life on hit and critical hit chance, and you're pretty much set. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the survivability with Inferno Diablo. And a lot of people are like, well, this is post-patch this, post-patch that. It doesn't really matter. It's pretty much just bragging rights if you killed Inferno Diablo pre-patch as opposed to post-patch, but it doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. You killed Diablo and Inferno. Yes, it was a lot harder before, but, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and start working some circles around him, obviously dodging his little cages. And pretty much spam your sprint. And as you can see, he's getting worked down pretty good. And he's not really doing much damage, especially since you're leeching life off him the whole time. You got your big circle going around him so that he's getting hit multiple times. And, like I said before, you don't even need Wrath of the Berserker most of the time with this build unless you're worried about getting caught, well, specifically for Diablo, if you're worried about getting caught in his cages or you know, because that's pretty much the only thing that he has that can really stop you, as you can see. And even still, you can see that I didn't really take that much damage whenever he picked me up. But as I mentioned before, I usually only pop Wrath the Berserker if it's an extremely large crowd, or if I'm against minions who freeze or vortex, you know, anything that's going to keep me from freely moving. Now this is where it gets kind of tricky because your shadow is extremely powerful, but as you can see, it's not really a problem for your double whirlwind barbarian. Yeah, I went ahead and popped my Wrath of Berserker, so didn't get caught in any cages. Trying to go ahead and hurry up and kill Diablo so we can end the video. And there you have it. It was that easy to lay waste to the hardest boss in the game, supposedly. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave any questions or comments in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully you'll see some more of my videos later on. Thanks.